What's up guys, this is MLC Stealth and we're gonna analyze some GoldGlove, so let's get started. Anyway, let's talk about me for a second, just so you know who's talking. I'm 18 years old and my kill death is 3.5 and my win-loss is 3.2. So anything I say is probably gonna have some value behind it just because my stats kinda prove it. But now let's try to be a little bit less cocky and talk about him. So he's running a flak jacket, steady aim, and tactical mask, so he throws a Nova Gas on his own point and captures it. So tactical mask and flak jacket obviously help him capture that, so really he's gonna have to lose a gunfight, but he was prone, so he's probably not gonna lose that gunfight because he is waiting for the other guy and he has the advantage because he has less they have less visibility on him. And in every gunfight like that one, he's going to be strafing his kills because that guy saw him while he was still reloading. But he made sure to keep moving because that's what you're going to want to do when you're fighting. Just make sure to be moving at all times. Right there, he placed a claymore at his back because that's probably where their spawn's going to be. And he was losing that gunfights, and there were two guys, so instead of facing them both and trying to get the double spray off, he just ran because he probably would have died if he kept trying to shoot because he knew he was going to lose that gunfight, so he just got the hell out of dodge, which is a good thing. And he finished the guy who tried to chase. Never chase people for kills, that's a terrible thing. But the guy was trying to trace him, so he pulled out his revolver and killed him, and then there was still that other guy there, and he thought he may have been chasing him too, so instead of reloading both of his guns, because he's using a steady aim, he doesn't have the sleight of hand quick reload. Instead of reloading, he just swapped out his revolver for the AUG, which was on the ground, which is a great idea. Normally I swap out my pistol for the first gun I find, no matter what it is. We're talking a little bit faster, because I don't know, I'm kind of excited that I'm doing this commentary, and I don't know why, that's actually it. But he calls him the napalm. Let's talk about that for a second. Napalm strike. That is probably the best kill streak aside from Blackbird in objective-based game types because it has an area of denial. And right here, he actually gets his first death, which he kind of deserved this death. He had zero cover. That guy was way up there. Had the height advantage. Had the cover advantage. And he probably should have got some cover before facing that guy right there. This guy. Although GoldGlove was waiting for that firefight, he's using an AUG which has an upwards and sort of to the right recoil. Not as much to the right as the FAMAS, but it has an upwards recoil, and he was aiming at about the head when he started that firefight, which you're not going to want to do with these guns, because the kick when like you get shot makes you fly up there unless you're using Hardened Pro. So he probably should have been aiming lower on the body because he was just aiming way too high on his body to finish that kill if he got shot once. So after that first shot, his gun wasn't aiming at the guy anymore, and he couldn't get another bullet into him, and he just died. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't know, but this claymore, I probably wouldn't have placed that there, because right now the enemy's getting A, and that claymore is only going to get a kill if they recapture A, keep B, and they start spawning at C again. Which that does not end up happening, so in my opinion that was a waste of a claymore, and I probably wouldn't have placed one there. I normally like to run motion sensors myself just because there's a lot of people who run Ghost in this game, and those Ghost people are going to need a Hacker Pro to get past my motion sensors, which nobody really runs Hacker Pro, and if they do, I have Turtle Beaches so I can sound whore them. Right there, instead of finishing the guy off in front of him, he was getting shot from behind, so he kind of just ran out of there, tried to get as far away from that guy behind him as he could, and he completely stopped worrying about the guy in front of him, which is a good thing because he was too off in the distance to even fight GoldGlove. So he just ran from the guy who was behind him and did a little jump run because that gives you a little more speed and distance, and he ended up turning on that guy with his revolver. Right there, he is using Steady Aim Pro, or just Steady Aim. I guess the Pro doesn't really help, but he's using that AUG like an SMG, which those definitely, the AUG and FAMAS can both be used as a submachine gun because their fire rate is so fast, especially if you throw steady aim on those guns. It's pretty amazing to hip fire without steady aim, actually. I normally just run sleight of hand and hip fire all day anyways, but for the increased effect, steady aim is not a bad choice. And he picks up this Galil suppressed, and right here I actually would not have been sprinting towards that door. I would have crouched behind that oil container to my left and waited for them to come to me just because you have a better chance of winning your gunfights if they're coming into you and you're not sprinting towards them. I feel like I'm slurring all my words together right now. I'm just trying to talk at like 100 miles per hour, so if you can't really understand me or I sound kind of stupid with my words, I apologize. And right here, honestly, what I would have done if I was GoldGlove is go prone and wait for that guy to come around the corner. Because I've had bad experiences where if I'm walking towards the guy and he was aiming really high on his head, but he was walking towards that guy while he was shooting and getting really close to that corner. What happens to me a lot, since I really don't pull host very often, that guy running around the corner is just gonna somehow magically know I'm there, and he's gonna just knife me. But luckily, GoldGlove did not get knifed, and he gets killed by some ghost guy, and again, he's just sprinting towards people, which is not a good idea. He knew that he was gonna be coming down that way, and he kind of assumed that after he wasn't there when he first shot that he wasn't coming at all. But he probably should just been more weary and protective that a guy was there. And instead he sprinted to a doorway that a guy was basically aiming his sights down like he was walking. The enemy knew that there were going to be people, and GoldGlove was sprinting towards him, so he's probably going to lose that gunfight. Right there he just gets a nice little triple kill, picks up the Galil suppress with his revolver. But actually he tosses that Galil for his AK-74U rapid fire that he finds on the ground. Which is a very good choice, because if you want, yeah, I can't talk right now, sorry. Because he has an assault rifle primary, and it's better to have a submachine gun secondary too, or a shotgun secondary instead of 2 assault rifles. That's normally what I like to do, have a nice long-range weapon for a primary and a nice short-range weapon for a secondary. Which the revolver is not really that great, so I just toss that for the first thing I find, which, if I'm using an assault rifle, which I normally use the auger from Moss myself, so finding an AK-74U, which really isn't that difficult. It's like finding an MP40 secondary in World at War. So finding an AK-74U secondary really isn't hard, so I'm running around with a lot of those as secondaries. And he gets a Blackbird, so it's your typical run towards the enemy and magically know where they are sort of thing. And he's using dual mag too, which normally my class setup is a hardline or flak jacket, sleight of hand, ninja, dual mag AUG, so I like this class setup, which is kind of the reason why I chose this game. But you can easily sacrifice sleight of hand for anything else, which steady aim is not a bad choice. But I would prefer myself to have a sleight of hand. And he gets his doggies, and right here, he ran out of ammo, doesn't have sleight of hand, so he can't quickly reload and finish the gunfight. So what he does is swap to his secondary and jump drop shots, which I myself do quite often too, because he's running the tactical layout, which I run tactical too, but I'm actually very much considering switching back to default, because that trusty knife can save you in many situations, and I feel like the drop shot was nerfed a little bit since the last Call of Duty. Like, your hitbox stays in the air longer, and you can't be sprinting while you drop shot, because it does a little dolphin dive thing. But we're not going to get into a drop shot debate right now, because that is not what this video is about. So he's just finishing up the guys who aren't playing. They're kind of just like looking up into the air like, huh, I wonder if it's a nice day outside today. It looks pretty sunny out. And then he kills this guy with his AK-74U, and the game is going to be over. And he ends up with a total score of 45-4 with 3 captures and 3 defends. So if you like this video, then like the video, give it a thumb up rating, and come subscribe to my channel, because I'll put the link in the description. And I'll see you guys later.